Hi everyone, LiberAnarchy here, responding to Jesus Freak 777. Don't preach to me, how can we share our faith? As a person who's not a Christian, first let me say that I want you to share your faith and I want you to be open about your faith. I like knowing where people stand. I consider it onerous to let people know where you stand. So, in that spirit, what I would like to do is to tell you how to share your faith to a non-Christian from the perspective of a non-Christian. Um, Now, first, let me tell you what not to do. Please, please don't try to insert God into every piece of conversation. You suggested in your video to insert comments about what you're thankful to God about, blah, blah, blah. What that's going to do, well, it's going to come off as patronizing, as condescending, and as preaching, and that's what it is. And when people do that, many people, I'm not necessarily mean to people who do that, but many people will simply think that, oh, this person's a religious kind of a, a Jesus freak. I think maybe I'll just, stay clear of them and just be nice and be acquaintances and not really get too heavily involved with this person because they're a little bit freaky about the religion instead of just trying to be a good person and being religious in their home, in their church, and not being a bother to the rest of us. People are going to see stuff like that as being very manipulative. And it is, because you're not being forthright. You are surreptitiously inserting a very small sermon into everyday conversation. That's exactly what's going on. And it is very manipulative. Goodness gracious, I just wanted to have a conversation. I just wanted to update you as to the progress of a certain project. I just wanted to invite you to a movie. You can say, no thanks, without inserting religion. In fact, if you were to say, no thank you, I just don't want to see that movie. Oh, okay, that's fine. And now, if you were to insert something about Jesus in it, I would still be polite, but I would say, oh, that person is a little bit weird about being religious. This person is a bit preachy. Okay, so let me tell you how to share your faith. Do it on places like YouTube. You know why? If I want to engage with you, I can engage with you. Please feel free to comment. Feel free to make a video response. I will listen to it. You're not going to agree with me, I'm sure, and I'm probably not going to agree with you. That's fine. But if people want to watch your channel, they will come to your channel and they will watch it. If people don't, they don't even have to see your channel, much less anything on it. Excuse me. I burped. I'm sorry. But, or set up, maybe if you're part of a church or if you lead a youth group or whatever, set something up, say in a park or or have some sort of service or outside, or have a party at your church and pass out flyers and say, oh, we're having a party at a church. Do you want to come? We're having Christian music. We're having food. We're having service. We are giving food to the poor. We are volunteering, cleaning something up, doing whatever it is you're doing. But be forthright, because that gives me the prerogative to say no, thank you, if I don't want to hear it. You offer me an invitation, I can say no thank you. It's okay. And I'm not talking about those weird tracts that look like dollars, or this there's this weird thing where you're actually given $1 and maybe there's something written about on it about Jesus, or oh, now that I've given you $1, will you give me a moment of your time? I'm telling you about Jesus. No, that's manipulative. But just passing out tracts. Would you like a tract? Would you like to hear about the gospel? Would you like to hear about Jesus? Would you like to hear about God? Would you like to hear about the Bible? I'm having a Bible discussion group. Would you like to come? Just be forthright. Be polite and be forthright. You can have it on YouTube. You can have it in a chat room. You can have it in a public square. And see, this is what I like. People who want to engage you, whether they agree with you or whether they don't, can and will. And people who don't want to hear it don't have to hear it. And I would like to repeat, I want you to be heard. That way, people will know what you think. And people will, hopefully, will listen to those who disagree with you and will know what they think. I am very supportive of freedom of speech. However, you must realize that since you are free to speak, since I am free to speak, we hopefully, if we're going to behave like adults, have the responsibility then to use that speech, responsibly, not to be jerks to each other with it, right? I would hope that you agree. Of course, there's nothing that prevents people from being jerks. I can call you a doo-doo head all day, but what's that going to accomplish? Not much. Now, yeah, so what's going to happen if you take the approach of inserting Jesus in every in little everyday snippets? People are going to see you as manipulative. Personally, I would avoid you, because if I go to the store, I don't go to talk about religion, I go to buy food. If I'm going to work, I'm going to do whatever duties my job has me doing, whatever I signed the contract to do, not to discuss religion, unless of course I'm, an apologist or something, but or a professor of religion or so. But in most cases, people go to work to work. Of course, this doesn't preclude small talk, but people aren't there to discuss the meaning of life. People aren't there to discuss the cosmos, unless you're an astrophysicist. But you know what I mean. People around the water cooler are discussing everything from the job to television to music to parenting to news to and sure, if you want to bring up God, have at it. You're free to do it. But you're going to annoy people. But if you do it in a way that is very forthright, then, if you're still going to annoy people, they're kind of petty if they're annoyed, because they can say no. Nobody's making them come. If I go to your church, I'm absolutely going to respect the rules. I may have a spirited debate or something after a service or something, but even still, I will absolutely respect the people there, and I would not, I would say try not to swear. I would not just call Jesus the zombie god or something like that, because I would have chosen to have gone there. No one would be forcing me. But if you're just inserting God, Jesus, Holy Spirit in every conversation, yeah, you're forcing people to hear it. And it's manipulative, and it kind of irritates people, and it would irritate me. Just my perspective. And I've had people do that. I'm not rude to people who say, God bless. Some people aren't even thinking about it as some sort of witness. Some people just genuinely mean it to be nice. I know this, so I'm not going to be rude to these people. Other people, not so much. I'm not going to be rude to them because it doesn't accomplish anything, but I know that they're being weird and pushy and manipulative. They're not saying, I have an opinion and I would like to express this opinion to you. And I would like for you and I to chat and trade ideas. Now with your channel, obviously you're expressing your opinions. And it's in a forum where people are going to trade ideas. Of course, even then, if you didn't want that forum, block video responses, block comments, it's your channel. But, yeah, and I appreciate that you don't do that, actually. So, yeah, forthright. Actually avoid the inserting bits about God and Jesus in the Bible in every conversation. Please avoid that. People won't like you. But hey, invite somebody to church. They can say no thank you. And if they do, leave it at that. But go ahead and invite somebody to church. Give them the opportunity to hear your opinion. And tell somebody about your YouTube channel. Tell somebody it's a Christian channel. Go right ahead. Be forthright. Just don't be devious and manipulative. How would you like it if during this video I put I put these annotations about how Star Trek is better than Star Wars? Because, I can insert that in everyday conversation, and I can get that message out there. But it wouldn't have anything to do with the topic of this video. You're watching this video because you're assuming it's a response to yours, which it is. Not to hear about Star Trek and Star Wars. Completely off topic. I mean, if I wanted to rant and rave about that, it would be more onerous of me just to make a video why I think Star Trek is better than Star Wars and just start ranting. And if you want to watch it, go right ahead. It's kind of like in my blog. I've been complaining about my health. But I'll start these entries with health. If you're not worried about it, then don't read it. If you want to hear, read me complain, then by all means, read me complain. I let people know from the get-go, this is what it is. I'm not claiming that I'm going to tell you all about this great new band that I listen to and then insert complaints about my health. That would irritate people. I've made my point a billion times over. So, okay. So in conclusion, be forthright. But yeah, I mean, if you really honestly do believe that Jesus Christ came down and died on the cross to save us from our sins, then by all means, say it. And I encourage you to say it. And on that note, know thyself.